We now have the grade point averages for all students at Augusta Fells, which shows how dire the situation is.
Project Baltimore first introduced you to this man on Monday. The now 22-year-old, who we are not naming, is a former Augusta Fells student who appears to be a ghost student.
I never really went to school, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I was always getting passed. You know what I'm saying?
For 2 years after he dropped out, his name remained on the rolls of the school, likely increasing the tax dollars it received, even though he was not attending. But that is not the only reason this man's story is important.
Like, I never really went for like the whole school year. Like, I always was like hooking school and stuff like that. So, like, every time I did go, like in the beginning of the school year, I was always in a higher grade than what I was last time.
His former school is caught up in a scandal, currently under investigation by North Avenue for grading irregularities and enrollment issues. City Schools told Fox 45 News it won't discuss the investigation until it's complete. But this student's transcripts, obtained by Project Baltimore, may provide some insights into what's happening inside of this school. For 7 years, according to his transcripts, this former student was enrolled at Augusta Fells. He earned a grade point average of .97, a D-, and we found that GPA is just about average for this school. Fox 45 News filed a public records request with City Schools for all current GPAs at Augusta Fells. We received this chart of 310 students who have received grades. We discovered more than 41% of the students at the school have a .99 GPA or lower. So what does that number really mean? What does it take to get a GPA in that range? Well, this is the transcript for the student we spoke with. In his 7 years at the school, he was enrolled in a total of 43 classes. He failed 27 of them. In 9 others, he got a D. If you do the math, he got an F or a D in 36 of the 43 classes in which he was enrolled. But remember, this student, who is listed as a senior, appears to have been a ghost student. He told Fox 45 News he didn't show up at all for the last 2 years that he was enrolled. That is what earns a .97 GPA, and more than 41% of all the students at Augusta Fells right now have roughly that same GPA or lower. Did you wonder why you were progressing through the course levels without going to school?
It hit my mind, but I really didn't think about it because of the No Child Left Behind thing, but it never really crossed my mind until like now it's crossing my mind, like how did I pass without going to school?
On the other side of this chart, 6.8% of students at Augusta Fells have a 3.0 GPA, a B average or better. This school gets $5.3 million in taxpayer dollars every year to educate its roughly 400 students, and less than 7% have a B average or better. North Avenue's internal investigation into Augusta Fells started in summer 2019, just about 21 months ago. There's no word on when it will be finished, but Project Baltimore will keep investigating.
Baltimore City's outdoor mask mandate, it remains in place, and it remains one of the most strict requirements in all of the state of Maryland. But with updated guidance expected from the feds tomorrow, Mackenzie Frost asked the city what's next. She joins us live right now with the answer. Mackenzie?
Yeah, Mary, that's right. Mayor Brandon Scott has been seen from time to time with talking to the media without his mask when he's outside. So I asked today if there are any plans to update the city's mask mandate. Mayor Brandon Scott did not want to talk about it.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Baltimore City Mayor Scott bringing Johns Hopkins doctors and the health commissioner together today to talk about church services resuming safely during the COVID-19 pandemic. The metrics have been better.
Anyone who has not been vaccinated should be worried about the possibility of serious COVID disease.
But the city still has the mask mandate in place at all times, even outside when you can keep your distance. Mayor Scott, over the weekend, I think it was on Friday, you took your mask off a couple of times to talk to the media while you were outside. The CDC is expected to announce some updates on outdoor mask wearing. Can you talk about the science behind keeping the mask at all times mandate in place outside especially?
I figured this would be your question and it wouldn't be related to what we're talking about today, so I'll answer it, and Dr. D, you don't have to. We're going to continue to follow the guidance that we get from Dr. D and the individuals you see with us. It is very reckless for people to be talking about or asking about mask mandates or taking them away when we've lost that many people, over 900 people to COVID. We don't look into a crystal ball and see that they're going to change things. They change them when they announce them. Thank you. Next question. Anybody else?
I have one more.
Thank you, everybody.
Turning off his mic and walking away without taking my question, which would have been, where's the science to prove outdoor mask wearing helps prevent the spread of COVID-19? Scott pointing to the Johns Hopkins doctors behind him as people who are advising him. But I spoke with the Hopkins doctor today.
Epidemiological data shows that outdoor transmission is extremely rare.
Dr. Amish Adalja says unless you're at an outdoor concert or a rally, outdoor mask wearing isn't necessary.
I don't think that wearing the mask adds much benefit, and I think this is something where you'll see the guidance change.
Now, Dr. Adalja adds that if people are not required to wear the mask outside, they could be more inclined to wear it other places, like inside, when you cannot keep your distance and the airflow isn't as circulated. But for now, the mask mandate remains in place outside in Baltimore City.